Good afternoon. My name is Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer at T3Live.com. Welcome to today's recap and look ahead. So we came in today trying to figure out if we could target a viable pull-in. The SPX was as high as 2120 last week, and today it hit as low as 2070. So that's about 50 handles in 3-4 sessions, and oscillators hit pretty oversold. And wasn't easy. You know, if you follow me on the VTF, I was buying and selling, and then finally we had a decent lift into the close, and I do have a few longs on into tomorrow. Even though it's so risky, and even though we've heard the word Brexit 1,000 times in the last 3 days by CNBC or by every other network, and typically if you go by the rule, how many times you hear the word, usually it's the opposite. Not saying that Brexit's not going to happen, but I feel like they're trying to, you know, they're getting everyone out of the way, and now if it doesn't happen, everyone's going to be chasing. But anyway, you know, today we targeted the 2070 area. We reclaimed the 50-day towards the end of the day. The NASDAQ reclaimed the 200-day. The Russell reclaimed the 21-day. So hopefully, maybe we could get a move into tomorrow into the Fed, and then, you know, take the trade off and figure out, you know, what's next. You look here at the chart of the SPX. You know, this was the high here, okay, which pretty much correlated back to last year. Here was, you know, that the 2111, which goes across right there. Remember that, you know, the prior 2016 high, and then this was your false breakout. Okay, that wound up giving you a quick move down to, you know, basically, you know, right where we broke out from it, this descending channel. So this was a good spot, you know, to kind of focus on. Focused on it, the charts on Twitter. You know, it wasn't easy. You know, we didn't reclaim yesterday's low with authority. It's not like we did a crazy red dog reversal with power, you know, heading into, you know, 2078. So, you know, I would think at least maybe, you know, you covered a little bit of, you know, your shorts to figure out if we bounce back up and retest this spot, and maybe you got a little bit long. If you look at the Qs, you know, kind of, you know, held the 200-day, which we isolated in the morning call also. You know, got a little bit of a green bar. You know, broke down from this spot. It lagged. It didn't make new 2016 highs, and maybe, you know, maybe this has a little room. These are the trades. You know, you have to trade. You have to trade the ranges. That's what we do. If there's no big breakouts and there's no crazy action, you have to tactically look at pivots and find trades and look for high percentage shorts, maybe some longs, and you know, I think it's working both ways. So let's go to just, you know, the IWM, because I think some people bought that too. The IWM had a bit of a doji. So, you know, you had an ascending channel here that broke below the 8-day. Now it's trying to hold here. Not saying you can get a blockbuster trade either, but, you know, we'll see if, you know, if there's a little bit of a bounce, right? What was this? 118.64 to as low as 113.67, 5 points. 5 points down, you try a few things. Maybe it gets above this high and you get a little bit of a push. That looks like everything now. Same kind of thing tomorrow. Maybe, you know, you get a little push above this high, and, you know, and then you have the moving averages. Same thing with the spiders. Spiders maybe, you know, after, you know, reclaiming the 50-day, you get a little bit of a push above the high, and then there's really just not that much meat on the bone. You know, 208.80-ish, that's where it broke down from. Or that's, oh, what's that? That's 209.80. 208.80 is like right here. So we'll see. We shall see. Did I say we shall see? Yes, we shall see. Well, you know. Anyway, come back to me. If Darcy was here, he'd say, Red Dog, shall we see? And I'd be like, Darcy, yes, we shall see. So anyway, those are the indices. We're off the lows. We'll see what happens. You know, big problem so far has been the EWG, you know, which has been the proxy for Germany. I bought a little bit today, just thinking, you know, from here to here, it's kind of worth a try. So went in a little bit. Also, tonight's the MCSI for China, and I usually don't do this, but I bought a tiny bit of this just because I do think that they get added. You know, this has been a heck of a lot higher, and, you know, I don't know. Just bought a little bit. I figured, what's your worst case scenario? You could see 11 or lower. So I bought a little bit instead of buying options, just in case they you know, a little bottom tail and they add them. So that's that. Now let's go into some high beta names. Amazon, what did it do? Held the 21 days, still looks okay. You know, you have to just broaden the range out a little bit. At this point, you know, if you're thinking you have an update tomorrow, maybe some people took it. I didn't, because I didn't want the beta there. Facebook, we talked about yesterday's low. Yesterday's low did not get breached. It held strong all day. Maybe there's a move into this gap. I am not long Facebook. This is where it broke down from, so you'll see whether or not, gets a little bit of upside tomorrow. I think people wanted to hear Citron talk and they didn't, so shorts got scared. This was your time to get out like I did, take a little licks and maybe get short. I got short, and today I didn't trade it once actually. I don't think I traded it once. Anyway, Twitter's interesting to me. I am long Twitter overnight. It's right at the 50-day. It's right at this gap. 10, $11 billion valuation. LinkedIn was bought at, I think, 26. Facebook's 330. I think that has some shorts a little scared, so maybe there's a trade into this gap. So we'll see. What else? Apple. I am long a little Apple. Still doesn't look special, but it's hanging on by a thread here. Figured I wanted a little bit of exposure overnight, so I figured if this opens down, maybe it's buyable. It's still kind of in this upper range. We shall see. Not best in breed whatsoever, but decent. Here's when you had the reversal there and pull back, double bottom maybe tomorrow. If it could make a move above this, there'll be something there. Oil did not fall apart, but still hanging on a little bit below the 8-day. And 21-day. This is, your spot here in oil. We'll see what happens. It's, failed at the 200-day. The trend off the lows is getting a little wishy-washy, so you just have to be a little careful. I think this whole market is, you have to be careful because so many things have been broken. That trend has been broken. This trend hasn't been. And if you're going to trade ranges, this is a spot to test. If we open down 15 handles tomorrow, it'll be my 4th time getting swiped. I got swiped on the jobs report. I thought we would have a decent one and breakout. It didn't happen. Wednesday, I was long all last week, and I added on, Thursday when we got down and closed well, and then Friday I got my leg sweep. So I was out of the way yesterday. Actually made money short today. I repositioned, into the 50-day thinking this is a spot to trade overnight for a day-and-a-half trade, and we shall see. Tomorrow's Fed day. Could be a lot of action. You'll see me in the morning call. We'll try and connect the dots and try and continue to make some cash flow. But if you didn't feel comfortable about taking anything overnight, that's fine too. There's been enough intraday trading that you can also put some money together. Have a good night.